Good morning, everyone. It's Cassie. I hope you're having an awesome day. For this Friday, we're going to play a game called Over Loathing. I have played this game through a couple of times now, and I've also played all of the games in the Loathing series. So, it starts with a browser-based adventure game called Kingdom of Loathing that I've been playing for quite literally 21 years. And then they extended into PC games with a game called West of Loathing, and this is Shadows Over Loathing, kind of the eldritchy cousin of these two games. We're going to start a new game, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit of this. It's been a long time since I played this, probably a year or two, so I might forget, some of the finer points, but you can see here I'm being guided to move by, WASD, the usual. You hear the sounds of a diner behind you. Maybe someone there can help you with your little magazine on the face problem. Or I could give up, return to the main menu. This game does have a really good sense of humor, and it looks like you actually can't see anything interesting in that direction. Actually, you can't see anything at all with this magazine stuck to your face. So I am going to have to go into the diner. Oops, I should have read that to you. This is just tutorial stuff. Very, very cold open stuff, in a manner of speaking. You shouldn't bother anybody until you get this magazine off your face. Do I want to read these out loud to you? Maybe not. So I'm being guided this way. You blunder your way into the bathroom and eventually find the sink. After fumbling with the faucet for a while, you manage to disentangle yourself from the magazine. You stare into the mirror, revealing, yes, my face. So, few options here. Some long-haired options, some short-haired options, bearded, etc. I'll pick this one. There you are. And now I can talk to people a little more freely. A couple of older folks are having an animated discussion. Well, one of them is. The way these young women act these days with their short hair and their sassy talk and their dresses that don't even cover their ankles. It's cute. Ooh, they've got one of those meat-operated multi-selection phonographs, or jukeboxes as the kids call them. Neat. Hey, there's something in the coin return. You gain 1 meat. Meat is the currency in all of the Loathing games. We're in Poughkeepsie. No, his first coffee ever. I think it is a bad beverage. It's bitter and makes my stomach hurt. Well, it's not for everybody, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'll have another one after this, though, and then maybe every morning for the rest of my life. And that's life. That's how it happens. Well, that looks much better. I'm Ethel. So we can... First names are randomized, and you can randomize through the list or type your own. I saw Ella on the list, so I'll just go with that. Or just E, whatever. My real name is Cassie. Normally I use Cassie in these games, but, that went sideways. I am asking about the bus to Ocean City because my uncle lives there. Here you kind of set your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your purpose? I'm seeking fortune, searching for something. I got in some trouble back home. I just really want to help. Or mind your own business. Mind your own business. Okay. So I have meat for a coffee if I want to buy a coffee. I also have That's it. And now I wait for the bus. West of Loathing, as you might guess, is a western. You pull out the letter you got from Uncle Murray and read it again. Murray Morris, care of Murray's Antiques, 111 Plunkett Street in Ocean City. Dear E, I hope this letter finds you well, and I hope it finds you quickly. Something quite serious has happened, and I need the help of your adventuresome spirit. Come to my shop in Ocean City as soon as you are able, please. Your Uncle Murray. About to go mad from the monotony of this ride when the bus suddenly judders to a stop. You look out the window expecting to see the sights and sounds of Ocean City, but instead you see an endless expanse of extremely wet trees. Uh-oh. It's the bus driver. Before you talk to the bus driver, I, the narrator, Before you talk to the bus driver, I, the narrator, and interrupting because I see that you've played through this bit before. Would you like to skip the prologue? If you do, you'll go directly to Ocean City with 17 meat, 55 experience points, and any items you kept in previous prologue playthroughs, PPPs. No, I'd like to do the prologue again. For your sake. What's going on? This doesn't look like Ocean City. Nope, sorry about this, but we're out of gas. Aw, geez, you didn't fill it before we left? I filled up the bus, but this trip takes exactly 1 full tank of gas. He hands you an empty gas can, plus 1 additional can. Swell. Why do I have to go get it? Well, I'd go myself, except for 2 reasons. Those being, firstly, as I'm the bus driver, I'm legally responsible for this bus and gotta keep an eye on it. And secondly, because of my leg. What's wrong with your leg? It's attached to a fellow that doesn't want to go wandering around in the rain at night. I hear that. Well, alright then, I guess I haven't got much choice. Can I borrow your umbrella? This is a left-handed umbrella. I am left-handed as it happens, or nuts. I'm right-handed, but I'll say I'm left-handed. But you aren't registered to my umbrella insurance. An old billboard from before the war. The Cola Wars are a pretty pivotal part of Kingdom of Loathing. You can play these games if you haven't played Kingdom of Loathing, but it helps for the meta. Either they're out of postcards or the scenery around here is invisible. There's 1 object left on the snack shelf. You got an item, cheese loaf. Ew, nobody in their right mind would consider this vile substance a snack. I actually really love that fake orange cheese. It's weird that the cash register is pointed toward the front of the store. You gain 7 meat. I now have a baseball bat, 7 meat. The sign says employees only. Are you an employee? Yes. Really? You never mentioned working at a gas station. Yes, really. Well, okay, if you say so. Four of the drawers contain nothing but old receipts and pencil stubs. The 5th one is locked. I'm not going to read everything to you. I'll be darned, here's your file. You do work here. You got an item, gas station personnel file. Sorry I ever doubted you. You gain 5 XP. Okay, so eventually we're going to want to come back here with a key to unlock that desk. Mysticality, Muscle, and Moxie are your stats in this game. You can think of them like strength, intellect, and agility. And the games usually have classes such that like you can be Moxie focused, muscle focused, or mysticality focused. And your mysticality focus is going to be like your caster classes. In Kingdom of Loathing, I forget what they are in Shadows, but in Kingdom of Loathing, the caster classes are Postomancer and Sorcerer. Yeah, I said it right. Muscle classes are Seal Clubber and Turtle Tamer, and then Moxie classes are Disco Bandit and Accordion Thief. A miserable-looking hitchhiker is standing in the rain, listlessly sticking out her thumb. The Moxie classes are my favorite, for what it's worth. Hi there. Her head turns very slowly to face you, and her eyes don't quite meet yours. Can you give me a lift? I need to get to Albany. Sorry, I'm going the other way. Oh. Also, I don't have a car. Oh. What's your name? Lydia. Nice to meet you, Lydia, though I admit the circumstances are not great. So what's in Albany? Do you know where I can get some gas? How about this rain? Or, okay, bye, good luck. What's in Albany? Do you have family there? No, I just want to go somewhere new. She's talking more and more quietly. That's why the text is getting smaller and smaller. Albany isn't new, though. It's one of the oldest cities in the country. Okay, that's fair. Do you know where I can get some gas? So obviously she's just like perplexed by everything. Seen any good movies? So you can kind of get a feel for when this game is set by the fact that new Buster Keaton movie is referenced here. I'm trying so hard to communicate with this woman and she's just not open to it. That will repeat. Like if you say you can like enter an infinite loop of umming. So you'll notice his name is Chekhov, and this is his gun. There's a rifle hanging over the fireplace. It's a varmint rifle, and where I'm going, there ain't any varmints. There's vermin and critters. I do know what you mean. That gun is for later. He's given me a haunted duck call. Can I mouse over this and show you what it does? I sure can. Reduces an enemy's muscle, mysticality, and moxie by 1 when you honk it at them once per fight. There was a gun here too, so I've taken it. That scarecrow is a bit more intimidating than usual. The crows around here must be real aggressive. This enters combat with the scarecrow. I don't think I've equipped the gun. No, a baseball bat I have equipped. Okay, I have now equipped the gun. I didn't really talk about that at all. I just ate a food item, the cheese that we found earlier, and it will increase my mysticality by 1 until I eat something else. I could drink the diner coffee. Oh, that doesn't have stat buff. Okay. Okay, now let's try fighting the scarecrow. I have some things I can do here. I can use Haunting Quack, which decreases the target's muscle, mysticality, and moxie by 1. We just saw this in the tooltip when we got the haunted duck call. I can also see if he shoots me, like if he uses the move he's preparing to use, I'm going to lose gray bar amount of damage. That's kind of a lot. It's like a third of my bar. I can throw a rock, which does 2 physical damage. Using a skill that costs an action point does not end your turn. You will not end until you make a basic attack. So this uses 1 action point, and all I have is 1 action point, so I'm thinking I'm gonna... Yes, use the duck call and then use the gun. Not bad. Throw a rock and then use the gun. Ooh. And you can see what's happening down here. This bird is helping me out. Or this bird is hitting me, increasing E. Henderson's Moxie by 1. The bird's helping me, because that's the bird we got with the duck call. Excellent. It's an old tractor. There should be a rag shoved in where the gas cap should be. Pull the rag out. You pull the rag out and sniff the tank. Smells like there's a little gas left in there. Collect it. I now have 1/3 full gas can. And I need to, as you might remember, fill up the gas can so we can take the bus the rest of the way back to Ocean City. There's a door here that we'll go into in a minute, but I want to look around. Okay, that's it. We've seen it all. Oh, that goes back into the house. The barn doors are locked, so if we want to get into the barn, we have to find that, or figure that out. Bears, gears, and tears or tears. Oops. I wasn't trying to leave. Ask Elias about the gears. My daughter Simone left those behind when she went off to school. Figured I should keep them for her. That makes sense. Wait, are these boxes of tears or tears? Don't be ridiculous. You can't put neither one of them in a box. That don't make any kind of sense. Shares? Ask Elias about them. What's in here? Stocks? Scissors. Shears. This is a very large box considering that most people own either 0 or 1 class ring. I own precisely 0. Is this really a box full of class rings? Yep, about 140 of them. Did you go to college 140 times? No, I just collect them. Why? Well, they're rare, but not very rare. They're all different in interesting ways, and they're all shiny. There's the collect and trifecta. Huh. Okay, we looted everything from the kitchen. We have a couple rooms we can visit. This door looks like it hasn't been used in a while. Goes to the spare bedroom. I don't even bother opening the door since that dust devil got in there. Feel free to help yourself, though. I doubt you'll find much of use. A dust devil? Okay. This will happen a lot, too, where, like, this will just randomize through titles. Oh, there we go. The handgun's tail unlocks advanced trick shooting techniques. That is the only one that should give me anything, and the rest of these are just randomized Western book titles. Is that in here? Yes. I can't study this yet because I don't have 5 mysticality. Gotcha. Gain 10 meat. That's pretty nice. Do we feel strong enough to take on the Dust Devil? Let's take a look around first, and we'll come back to the Dust Devil in a minute. Vicious Clawfoot Bathtub. Oh, yes. You will gain XP every time you use a toilet. We can earn skills. Fashion sense. You know you're not supposed to wear plaid and stripes at the same time, but you're so cool that you can get away with it. Your Moxie helps you look cool, move with grace and style, and deal damage with ranged weapons, guns, and musical instruments. +1 Moxie. We also have plus 20% item drops and meat drops, which will help us gain more items and meat. I mean, that seems obvious, Cassie. We have strong back. You can't put your back into it if your back is barely strong enough to support the weight of your own head. Your muscle lets you lift heavy things, break fragile things, and deal damage with melee weapon attacks. +1 muscle. Or quick wit for mysticality. You might not be the sharpest tool in the drawer, but you're not the dullest knife in the shed. Your mysticality helps you figure things out, sound smart when you talk, and deal damage with magical weapons, mostly utensils, +1 mysticality. So, like I said, I tend to focus on Moxie myself, but the mysticality bonus is really nice for, there's a particular level or area in this game that's a school, and being knowledgeable helps you there. I'll go with Moxie though. Gotta stay true to form. And those will change. As you gain more XP, you can buy more things, and as you buy more things, you unlock more things as well. And then the mirror here can be used just to change your facial expression. And then that sticks until the next time you visit a mirror, and every time you see yourself, you'll be like that. If I want to change it to a neutral face or to a smile, I have to go all the way back through the list. There we go. This door is locked with some kind of elaborate electric lock. Ask about it. Oh, that's my daughter Simone's room, who left for college. Hopefully she ain't left anything important in there, because I plumb forgot how to work that crazy lock she invented. Let's go see if we can fight that dust devil. Oof. Yeah, we're gonna die. Oh, we're gonna die, and we're gonna die fast. Yep. We'll come back to the dust devil. We'll have to make our way around. So we need to find a way into the shed. Oh, let's help this turtle. This turtle is stuck on its back. Why aren't you helping it? I am helping it. There's a partially full gas can nestled in the piles of garbage. An open fire in an enclosed space. Classic. Can I talk to him? Yes, a cheerful-looking hobo tootles idly on a harmonica. Interrupt his tootling. This is Howie. I'm pleased to meet you. I'm not actually from around here, though. Well, the way I see it, this whole country is my home, so everybody's my neighbor. Either that or they're all trespassers who better get off my property. I'm just joshin'. Ew, clam jerky. Sure, I'll have some jerky. You got an item. Clam jerky. Increases muscle by 1 until you eat something else. It's always a nice gift to get a gift. It's always nice to get a gift from a kindly stranger, but it's especially nice when that gift is dried flesh. Yuck. I don't like putting it that way. Where are you from? Originally I'm from Hawaii, but I got bored of the gorgeous tropical beaches and I decided to hit the rails. You're the rails from Hawaii. Do you live here? Not permanently. Any plans for the future? Well, word on the wall is that there's a camp forming in Ocean City. Okay. Oops. I need to increase my muscle, which I can do by using the clam jerky. Which also means that I kind of biffed it a little bit, because I probably need that moxie boost for something else if I want to get through this tutorial, like, perfectly. Oops. Got a grimy spatula. This is a magical weapon. The spatula has been used hard and cleaned never. Deals your mysticality +1 physical damage. Oh, so we did increase our moxie with a skill. Like, we bought a skill, so that's good at least. Our gas can's full now. There's a carving on the trunk of this tree. It says, Howie loves playing the harmonica. Aw. I can't get past the bull yet, but I want to get to that car for various reasons. So let's see if we can fight the bull. He hits hard too. Look at that. I'm going to lose a big chunk of my... Okay, that helped a little bit. I'm going to take slightly less damage because I decreased his stats. This is going to take a while though, this fight. Maybe not. I think we'll be okay. Cool. You might have noticed we enter every fight at full health, so like even though we took a big chunk of damage here, the next time we enter a fight we'll be back at full health. You add the gas to your can because you can. You got an item 133% full gas can. Oh, is there anything else in the fridge? No. Let's tell him we got the Minotaur down. Dealt with that railroad bull for you. No problem, Howie. Take your leave. So let's see, we can now take a peek through Howie's knapsack if we want to. Ah, this is why we needed the Moxie bonus. I'm gonna have to go see if I can find another Moxie item. I doubt it, but we can take a look. This is the end of this area. Can't proceed toward Topeka. Can I head back here? No. Oh, this is where that girl was before. Historic site. At this exact spot on the 13th of October 1908, the state's first mass-produced automobile, a Ford Model T purchased by Hiram O. Crullins, accidentally struck and killed the state's first hitchhiker, Lydia Barnsley. So apparently that woman you talked to a few minutes ago has been dead for exactly 20 years. See, it's 1928. Good. Swell. Everything about this is great, and you aren't regretting this trip before you've even arrived. Go on about your normal, non-haunted day. I don't know that there's anything we can do in here yet. We haven't gotten a key for the locked drawer. We haven't gotten anything we can use to power this thing. There's a broken fuse we can try to find and replace. Oops, we just came from there. This turtle seems to be heading to Ocean City too. At this rate, it might beat you there. We'll take it. What do we want to name the turtle? The game recommends Turt. I'm going to say turtle. Almost said tut. Let's talk to the bus driver and see what he has for me. Well, he's pleased to get his gas can back, but I'm not ready to end. Although I don't think that I'm going to be able to do anything else here, because like I said, I biffed it with the Moxie buff. Do I have anything that I can eat that will increase my mysticality? Because I think it's mysticality... Nope. Yes. No, not yet. Oh, the turtle is a familiar. And the bird that I've been seeing in combat is also a familiar. I should have put that together. I know this game. Okay, so turtle, each round of combat, turtle heals a random wounded ally by his mysticality. He has 1 mysticality right now, so he'll heal me for 1 on every turn of combat. Where Osborne the Warbler, the bird that we've been seeing in combat, increases your muscle, mysticality, or moxie. He's been increasing them by 1 so far as I've seen. So let's go see if we've got anything else we can do for Oswald. Is that his name? No. Elias. How did I get that so wrong? I hope I have time to reap some semolina before it's time to gather egg from the cows. Keep pretending to farm. Gotta deworm the sheep before sunup. I'm gonna stop. I could do that forever. Okay. I'm not acing this. I'm not gonna get this perfect. But I also don't want to linger too long in the tutorial, so I'm gonna move on. There's a lot more stuff that you can do in here, just know that. Just be careful about when you use your buffs. I was not careful. And we're headed to Ocean City. You climb back on the bus and return to your seat, and soon you're dozing off to the sound of the rain spattering on the window beside you. Unfortunately, it's barely an approximation of sleep, the sort of sleep that you slip into so gradually that you don't even know you're asleep until something wakes you up. Plunkett Street, and you realize that your meandering thoughts of the past few minutes have been utterly strange, shadowy tendrils of whispering ideas. Hey kid, this is your stop, right? That are now totally forgotten. Okay, so you can see here we have Murray's Antiques. That's where we're headed because Uncle Murray has summoned us. We got cheap cologne. Increases stench armor by 1 until you use another potion. Stench is elemental damage, basically. You can do stench damage or you can take stench damage. These are all buildings that are empty for now, but you'll fill them in as you move through chapters of this game. Is that Howie? No. We're going to give this man 2 meat. If you can help people out, it is advisable because you can make allies. Securberus, building and loan. Okay, I guess we really have no option aside from giving that hobo 2 meat to go into Murray's Antiques. The bell over the door jangles as you walk into Murray's Antiques. The young woman at the counter looks up as you enter. Oh, hi, you must be E. We don't get many customers at this time of night, or at all, really. That's me. You were expecting me? Blah, blah, blah. My name's Jessica. Uncle Murray is not here. You said that in kind of an ominous way. Where is he? I wish I knew. He had a line on another artifact and said it was going to be a tough one. I told him he should get some backup, but he wasn't willing to wait. He just wrote that letter and told me to mail it if he didn't come back. Jessica leads you into a back room furnished with some desks and some strange-looking machinery. Welcome to our back office, the hub of our little operation. Blah, blah, blah. So we're collecting cursed objects, as you might know, or as you might have postulated from this. I am always up for a crazy adventure. Am I going to get another perk for this? Can't just leave him in a lurch. He's family. Or I'm always up for a crazy adventure. Nope, that sounded perky. Because we have the guarded perk, we will have options related to, not always, but sometimes, related to that perk. And this is true of like any other perk you can pick up. Like if you get the perk you get when you say that you're just in it for the money, then you'll have options related to being kind of like money grubby. Here's where you can pick your pronouns. Hi. Gabby is an orc? I forget her origin, but you can see she's not human by the fact that she has these coming out of her head. She's really cute. She is a companion that you can take with you, but not yet. We might get to that. Okay, so let's take a look around Murray's Antiques. This is Murray's desk, and it is messy. You're not sure what this clock is telling, but it sure isn't time. If we have messages, as we make friends throughout this game, they will send us messages and give us quests and things like that, and that'll come through this old telephone. This cat is Calliope. This is only true for a while. There's a speakeasy, and eventually you can open up this door and transfer very easily to the speakeasy from here. Detectatron 1000. I was going to have Gabby go get it, but that's why she came to over tonight. But since you turned up out of the blue, I guess there's no time like the present. I'm going to have to go get a thing. Let's mosey. Alright, we have the newspaper office key, and we are going to go get a cursed hat. I can't go in my... Yep. It sounds like a cat meowing. Gabby likes fighting and dancing, the two best things. Gabby invented fight dancing once, but this world was unready for it, maybe 50 years later. I mean, that's basically what capoeira is. Okay, let's get this hat thing before you pass out from exhaustion. You take a deep breath and unlock the door. You give the key to Gabby for safekeeping. What does that do? Increases your maximum AP action points by 1 until you use another potion. Carver, I can't believe I have to tell you this, but it's against company policy for employees to steal the printing press. You are fired. You are so fired, I need a new phrase to describe it. I'm giving you the axe. And if I see your face in here again, I will give you both the axe and set you on fire. Grover Burgess, Editor-in-Chief. P.S. How did you even lift it? You must have had, what, like 5 accomplices? Unbelievable. You make a mental note to never pick a fight with this Carver person. Stole an entire printing press. You see a thin 3-ring binder on this desk. You got Pneumatic Tube System Operational Manual. This is a reference manual for a citywide network of pneumatic tubes. It looks like the Eye had some sort of state-of-the-art delivery infrastructure. The Eye is this newspaper. Nasty old leftovers. Reduce an enemy's muscle, mysticality, and moxie by 3. It's a combat item. I can use it only in combat. Oh, this we already read. Eventually, we will fill these in like that. Tragic accident certain to have no consequences. Oh, this is about Lydia. Tragedy occurred yesterday evening when Hiram O'Crollins, the owner of the first mass-produced commercial automobile registered in the state, accidentally struck and killed the state's first hitchhiker, i.e. a person standing on the side of the road attempting to solicit transportation from passing motorists. Fortunately for Mr. Collins, the notion that vengeful spirits of the dead might haunt the places of their demise in murderous, phantasmagoric rage has been rejected by modern science as rather unlikely, wouldn't you say? Unlikely, sure. Oop, we already did this one. And the rest of these don't have anything for us. Cool. There's a half-finished document in the typewriter. Government corruption at an all-time high. The government has once again slashed funding to the city services and social programs, citing waste, but without offering any supporting figures or explaining where the funds have been reallocated to. Additionally, anonymous sources report it cuts off abruptly, maybe as a result of the pink slip next to the typewriter. Read the slip. Curtis, if I've told you once, I've told you 100 times. Not enough people buy the paper anymore to keep the lights on in this joint. Electricity is expensive because it is a very recent innovation. As such, fully half of your salary is paid by government subsidies. This is to say that the hand that feeds you is the hand you keep biting. We go way back, buddy, but you've given me no choice. Clean out your desk and scram. Grover Burgess, Editor-in-Chief. If you're getting the impression that he just fired everyone, pretty much. The note says, Tucker, I got you that bottle you wanted. I stuck it under the water cooler where Burgess can't find it and rat us out. To the prohies, the prohibitionists. Beck, under the water cooler, eh? Surely it's not still there, but it couldn't hurt to check. Let's check. Oh, a trapdoor. We'll go down there in a minute. I want to keep looking around here first. The note says, Robson, first Hinden, then Carver, who's next? Venable says that if Burgess comes, he's going to take karate and chop his desk in half. Sincerely, Curtis. P.S. What's karate? So now we know what happened to that desk over there. Arcane Press. Second edition of Principia Mathematica published. We still cannot understand a word of this, says local children. Prohibition agents confiscate 40 barrels of wine, 10 cheese wheels, and some nice fresh honeycomb also seized. If I go through these... No, I'm not getting anything. Cool. The letter reads, Reginald, I think Burgess is on to us. We've gotten careless. In fact, maybe I shouldn't be typing out this letter instead of just talking to you in person. Why am I doing this? Meet me under the water cooler this afternoon. Ah, crap. Here comes Burgess with a pink slip. Sincerely... It doesn't say who it's from. The writer must have gotten fired before they could type their name. Also, under the water cooler, what's that all about? There's a pink slip on this desk. Hinden, I'm not paying you to publish cockamamie conspiracy theories. In fact, I'm not paying you at all anymore. Clean out your desk and hit the road. Grover Burgess, Editor-in-Chief. P.S. Do you like the word cockamamie that I used up there? It's a slang term I coined. It means ridiculous or implausible. I think it's really going to catch on. Whoever worked at this desk forgot their cufflinks. You got an item, reporter's cufflinks. Plus 1 mysticality. It's an accessory, so it's an equipable item. The left one is engraved always check, and the right one says your sources. It really makes you think. Okay, I think we are ready to head down. It's a calendar from 11 years ago. There's a huge black skull scrawled on July 22, 1917. And I'm going to actually head back up because now that we've found that, we should be able to... There we are, July 22, 1917. You find something interesting, you gain 5 XP. The top story from that date is the Ocean City comptroller's passing of an overly complicated sidewalk right-of-way policy that outlawed street-side newspaper vending machines and limited the maximum allowed width of newsstands to 4 feet. The story continues to say that the watchful eye management raised concerns about loss of revenue, and the comptroller made a vague promise to divert city funds to make up for any future shortfall. Looked like it worked out great for everybody. Okay. So on the left, we have this machine. It's an underground press, literally. There's still a newspaper left in it. Underground newspaper. This was printed in a secret underground newspaper office. It's a quest item. I don't know where it goes. It's a control panel for the pneumatic tube system. The control panel has a green button, a red button, a big lever, a knob with a bunch of letters on it, and a series of colored lights that are all currently off. Consult the manual. Push the green power button on, pull the pump and gauge lever, adjust the suction rate according to the pressure diagnostic indicators. I'm not going to remember any of this, just so you know. Red A, blue E, green D. Okay. Oh, good, it sticks around. Push the green button. Pull the lever. You pull the lever with a very pleasing kerchunk, and the motor noise turns into a sort of loud, windy whine. A yellow light is glowing on the console. Yellow. Yellow's not in here. Turn the knob. Okay, so if red, turn to A. If blue, turn to E. If green, turn to D. Let's turn to G. You click the dial into place, and the noise turns into a sort of shuddering growl for a second before an orange light flashes briefly and the entire machine shuts down. Okay, let's try again. Okay, we still don't have anything about yellow. So let's say turn the knob, turn it to, we have A, D, and E. Let's turn it to B and see what happens. Same thing, okay? Got it. Bye. Otherwise, we would have entered combat with them. What were those things anyway, and what were they doing down here? Were they trying to start an underwater newspaper? That wouldn't work. The ink would smear. An ominous, vaguely person-shaped stain on the ground. And there is our terribly cursed fedora. That is equipable. Nothing good can come of this. Gabby would have helped us in combat if we needed her to, but since we sucked them through the pneumatic tube system, we didn't need her to. I'm going to take the hat back to the person we met whose name I'm forgetting. Jessica. Okay. Oh, hey. This must be Charles Wallace. Oh, your general handyman sort of stuff. I keep the lights on and the water running. Built the detectatron and the uncursing machine, too. Well, that's some real high-tech wizardry. Let me ask you something. What is this about an uncursing machine? Oh, I only built the thing. I can't begin to tell you how it works. The innards are all wired up to a little porcelain cat figurine that Murray found somewhere. See you later, buddy. I found a hat. It feels like you have a headache, except you don't actually. More like a feeling of dread, like something terrible is about to happen, but I don't know what it is yet. Well, that's definitely not related to the fact that I need you to take the hat and go sit in the machine over there. Why? Gotta take it to the uncursing machine and get the curse off of it. Can't we just put the hat in the machine? Why do I need to be involved? Because the machine needs a mind to guide the uncursing process. Together you'll lift the curse from that hat and transform it into a sort of allegorical dream space that the machine can transfix. Okay, so put the hat on. Sit in the machine. You sit in the chair, which is surprisingly comfortable, and pull the weird metal dome thing down over your head. What would you like to uncurse today? The terribly cursed fedora. No sooner have you sat down in the machine than the machine, with a hiss, positively whiffs the fedora straight up into the dome. The hat rattles around in there angrily like a snake in the cement mixer, and after a good loud minute, flops limp and wet into your lap. Whatever ominous energy once possessed the terribly cursed hat is now gone. It is now simply a terrible hat. Uncursed fedora, where's my cursor? +1 moxie. But the curse itself still lives, transfixed as a dreamlike construct within the machine. Now how do I get rid of that curse? See, curses are like energy. They can't be created or destroyed, only changed. Can't remember who said that. Isaac Newton, yeah. The machine knows how to take a curse from an object and put it on itself, but as for how to change a curse, well, I don't know. That's some higher consciousness spiritualist stuff. I don't know much about that. I'm more a Newton-Newman sort of guy. The fedora's curse bounces around in the innards of the machine, daring you to come project your consciousness inside of it. Sounds safe. I'll do that. Okay, so now we are this man at the Fedoral Reserve. Oop. I heard thy death call, creature. Rest now. I will find in thy mordrer. I can leave. I shouldn't. I gotta take care of this. A tree felled before its time, its ground stained with sin. Yes. Et in Arcadia ego. Even in Arcadia there is death. Even in paradise there is a killer. That's dark. Thou know who I am and why I am here. I, Cutter, there has been a Mordra. What knoweth thou of Mordra? That I did not do the Mordra, and that is all. And what, Mo, have thee for me? Only this. I am one of 3 brothers. One of us always tellins the truth. One of us always lies. And the third of us does not specken at all, but honks. If I find in thee a liar, there is nothing I can do to save in thee. I, Cutter, thou art a servant of the wood. Blessed be her branches. Specken to the first tree. I also say I am one of the brothers. One of us always tells the truth, one of us always lies, and one of us doesn't speak but honks. Big power in the wood today, Cutter. Aye, a tree has fallen in the forest, and it has made us sin. But not me a sinner, I assure thee. Thou claim to be without sin? None of us is without sins, but mine do not run to Mordra. Then whose? Look for my brother. Lead me not astray. Thy brother speckens of 3 brothers. One who always lies, one who tells the truth, one who honks. This is fairy talk. No thing has honkin' in this land since Mother Duck laid the big egg. No honkin' since then. No sire. So there should be a 3rd brother. Something is rotten in the wood, Cutter. Aye, a Mordra, with perversions at its source. Speak to me of perversions. I have no thing to say, for I do not tarry with them. What do thou tell in me? I am troubled by the Mordra, but of it I know no thing. I warn thee, my forgiftness makes no room for liars. Thou wilt do what thou must, Cutter, I have no doubt. Thy brother specken of 3 brothers. I do not honkin, sire, I swear upon it. Never hast thou honkin, never, never. 'Tis a sin in mine eyes. So far no one has honked. And this one said that there's one brother that only honks, right? Does not specken at all, but honks. Thou lie about honkin. What say? Thy brothers honk and nod. Thou wouldst lie to the cutter of the wood. Thou wouldst do mordra in the wood. Aye, thou hath the right of it. I sought only to distract in thee whilst I make in my escape. Goodbye, cutter. Do not run from me, tree. Thou do not run? Nay, I growen. In 100 years I will hath grown so tall and strong, thine axe will never felon me. But I will not wait 100 years. Die, murderer. Murderer. Big rot in the wood today, cutter, and wait, what? No, that's not you. You don't talk like that. Dark thoughts of trees, axes, and bloody sap cling to your skin. You shake them off like dreadful cobwebs. You are not sure what just happened, but as you turn over the formerly cursed fedora in your hands, you feel confident that the curse which plagued it, the starchy little felt thing, is finally gone for good. You put the hat back on. It nearly sparkles now. Upgrade. Now all you've got to reckon with is whether you're the kind of gal who goes around wearing a fedora. It'll do, or I love it. I'm going to say it'll do. I'm not a fedora kind of person. I think on girls they're really cute, but on guys, not quite so much. Okay, let's see if anybody wants to play chess. You can see if I meet certain stats, I can do better things. And that's the only way that you can beat Jessica at chess. You have to buff yourself and you have to come ready for that. Otherwise, like, I can do whatever and I'm going to lose. There we go. Okay, let's talk to Jessica and give her this weird hat. I had some kind of crazy dream. There was a woodcutter that was me, I guess, and these talking trees, and one of them had sinned. You know what? Never mind. Some kind of crazy dream is plenty for me. Okay, so can I go to bed now? Yes. First, I should unpack my stuff. My stuff exploded. The stamp from the letter Murray wrote you was the only survivor of your luggage inferno. It's got a picture of a cute dog on it. Weirdly, it isn't even charred. Throughout the game, you'll find things, and those things will start to appear in your room, and they can be used for buffs. But for now, I'll go to sleep. A dream about school. We have a Jacob Marley poster. It's a poster of my favorite literary ghost. Lots of people in this hallway, it seems. Talk to one of them. Oh, this person's face is changing. Okay. How's it going? Do you remember which locker is mine? I can't remember which locker is mine. A thriving colony of ants. Peanut butter. A tiny shrine to Babe Ruth. Empty. Filled with cookbooks, but they're all in French. The sixth lock there opens onto the vast, uncaring emptiness of space. You slam it shut quickly so as not to suffocate. There isn't a seventh one. I said check the seventh one. You look in the seventh locker. It's filled with school papers. Look at the papers. They've all got your name on them. They're your papers. How I Spent My Summer by E. Henderson, age 6. This summer I visited my Uncle Murray. Uncle Murray is funny. He knows magic. I had a fun time with Uncle Murray, the end. Look under the papers. You find, ugh, overdue library book. You checked this book out about 13 years ago and have spent the last 12 years and 50 weeks not feeling slightly guilty about not returning it. Feeling slightly guilty about not returning it. I know which one is yours. It is the 6th one with the portal into space. Our founder, Branworth Gorvunculus III. Who's asking? I'm your academic advisor. It's time for you to choose your class, but I dropped out. In real life, certainly, however, you must choose a class. This is what I was telling you about before, where I can choose classes amongst Moxie Mysticality and Muscle specs. Now then, looks like there are 3 classes for you to choose from. There's Advanced Kicking and Throwing. This class is for Pig Skinners. That's your muscle class. Then we have Overview of Curd Conjuring. This class is for Cheese Wizard. That's your Mysticality class. And finally, Weird Time Signatures 504. This class is for Jazz Agents. Jazz Agents, that's your Moxie class. I'm interested in being a Pig Skinner, Cheese Wizard, or Jazz Agent. We'll go Jazz Agent. Masters of Syncopation and Improvisation, Jazz Agents use their rhythm and moxie to move through the world in style. In combat, they attack with subtlety, weakening their enemies and stacking the odds in their favor over time. That sounds like what I want, or maybe not. That does sound like what I want. Alrighty, you're a Jazz Agent. The name's Henderson. E. Henderson. Now then, there's just the minor matter of your minor. It looks like you've already completed it, but it doesn't say what you studied. I minored in cryptobotany, applied insectology, or the psychology of rocks. Cryptobotany sounds like fun. So you're an expert in all manner of plant-based arcana. What else is there? An expert on bugs and birds and bees and such. Yes, except for the birds part. I minored in psychology of rocks. So you know, a psychogeologist, so you know a lot about rocks and gems and their hopes and dreams. I think I am going to go with cryptobotanist. This kind of impacts, this is like your, oh, what is the word I'm looking for? Your profession. You know how to get the good stuff out of the insides of plants. Gather crafting ingredients from plants. Well, with that, I believe you're done. Free to wake up and go about your day. I can go past the door. There's nothing past the door. Okay. That's basically the first chapter of this game. We started a little bit with the tutorial and then we entered into the prologue, and now we are into the game proper. Here I think is where I'm going to end. I love these games. I think they are so fun. They're very clever and very witty, and I think worth playing. They are a lot of reading, as you've noticed, but in a lot of ways worth it. I could always show you the browser game, Kingdom of Loathing, the OG, free to play, kingdomofloathing.com, if you are interested in seeing it. Otherwise, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Let me know what you thought of this. Next week I'll be back with a different Freaky Friday series, or video, not series, and we'll see what goes on from there. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you very soon.